Hey, how's it going, everybody? How's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, ponies and gentlecolts, this is the one, the only Critters of the Guy 2009, aka Nintendo Free 2011. Before I do start, still got that Powerade. I've been saving for like about a day already, so it's warm as shit now, so I'm probably gonna wait till I go into the fridge and get some more or whatever. So you got my other Powerade. I'm just too lazy to go get it, but that's just me. So, yeah, other than that, I did have some Tabasco with me on the side when I went to go eat some, like, hot dogs this morning. I was really fucking hungry, some sausages and good-ass pancakes. Not no Denny's or IHOP, just real authentic shit. So, nothing fancy there either. So, before we begin, one more other thing also. I actually got this little inspiration to do this video by this other guy's name. I think his name is J.T. Winslow. I'm not sure his name is, but he's a really huge Pokemon fan out there. But this is a little bit different. He did like his top 10 best Pokemon ever. I did that one about 2-3 days ago. This one's gonna be, and then he did like a top 10 gym leader one, which I might end up doing that soon, but it might be on my Nintendo Free channel. So be on the lookout for that one on my second channel. And then now I'm gonna do this one, top 10 best bosses in video games of all time. I might have done this on my Nintendo Free channel. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go back in my history and see if I've ever done this video. Might have did it here too, but you know what? If I did do it here too and I find out about it, hey, you know what? I might make this a part 2. Because I think I did one like this last year. I think it was video game babes, video game levels, and video game superheroes. And supervillains, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, best bosses of all time. So here we go. Number 10. Coming in at this number 10. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I've been trying to like fucking build this shit up for about 3-4 weeks already. So I finally know exactly what I want to say. Hopefully I don't stumble too much on my words like I normally do. So, enjoy, sit tight, and get some snacks, is what it is. Yeah, number 10 is Wolf. Wolf from the Starfox series. And let me tell you something about Wolf. It's a little hot in here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go and put the fan on because it's starting to steam up out here and it's 7 up too. So give me 1 second. Yeah. And with that said, let there be wind. Yeah, so other than that, yeah, basically Wolf, I'm using the Star-Fox series, and basically they brought him back again on the Super Smash Bros. Brawl a couple of years ago, in 2007-08. Very awesome character, you know, he's got real cool-ass attacks, he's got a badass spaceship, you know, what more can you say? What more can you even want? You know, the voice acting was there, back in, especially in the N64 series. I mean, back in the mid-late 90s, that shit was very fucking rare to hear, you know, video game characters talking shit like that, you know, any of those platforms for PS1, N64, and the early Xbox, 2002, 2003 later on, which would make a very huge impact in the game industry, or Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo. You know, basically he's got a badass voice, he's got a real cool ass laser guns, he's got a nice big tank. He was one of Star Fox's main worst enemies, and it was up to him, Slippy the Toad, and then that little rabbit thing to stop him every time he tried to get away with like murder and shit like that. So yeah, that's in a nutshell, that's Wolf for you. So that's him. And then in the special Super Smash Bros. All attack, he uses big ass tank and everything. Real fucking awesome, just like Star Fox and Falco would use theirs. Same with him. So yeah, basically that explains him. Number 9, I know he's not really a boss character, but he's still your rival. Once again, back to the Pokemon series. G.L.A.D.O.S, which was blue in the Pokemon 1st and 2nd gen. He was the gym leader in 2nd. 3rd, 4th, to 5th, they didn't really show him until they brought him back again in black and white too, as you could play him as not as a playable character, but as one of the rivals that you get to fight in that little special arena where you fight Cynthia and all the other gym leaders from 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th gen. So real fucking awesome there, you know? Basically, what can I say about G.L.A.D.O.S, a.k.a. Blue, one of Red's rivals, a.k.a. Ash's rivals, you know? Basically, he had a real, like, different typing of teams. He never really stuck to a specific type of Pokemon like a lot of other gym leaders did out there, you know? That had a water, fire, grass type, all dark, all psychic, all steel, you know, he didn't do that like they did. He did a little bit different. He usually had his Pidgeot, his Charizard, his fucking Gyarados. He would have his Executor out of his exam. And the last one, I'm trying to remember if it was either a Tauros he had, or I'm not sure if it was Tauros or this other Pokemon, which I'm trying to fucking remember what it was. I think it was a Dragonite he had or something like that. Pretty fucking strong. And then 2nd gen, I think he had an Umbreon or Espeon instead, because he ended up getting that easy in 2nd generation. And after that, we never heard from him again. Until in Black and White 2, they reintroduced him in that little special arena war thing when you fight Cynthia and the rest of the gym leaders from the previous generations. So, yeah, there's G.L.A.D.O.S for you, you know. in a nutshell. He was kind of an asshole little douchebag to Ash, but I kind of didn't like him either that much, so he did get on my nerves a little bit, but he was the one that you really liked to hate. You know, especially in the games, he kind of had a little nasty-ass fucking attitude, let's be honest, you know. You always say, smell you later, you know. Kind of like a little asshole, smart-ass kind of used to do, you know. And what made me surprised that Professor Oak, he never slapped him across the face a couple times and knocked some sense into him, you know. Because he was kind of a little bit of a disrespectful little kid, but at the same time, he was funny as shit, you know. I always made Ash pissed off all the time because he always got more Pokemon, more badges, more bitches, basically, more than he did, you know. Yeah, but other than that, that's what I got to say about Gary Oaks, a.k.a. Blue. Next one up, I never really played this game that much, but I wanted to add him on there just for the sake of it. His name is MBison from the Street Fighter series, you know. Basically fought there with Chun-Li, Guile, you know, the one that does that Ghillie theme. And who else? That one other person, I forgot her name. I think her name was Lorenza or something like that. She was real fucking cool too. And then there was another dude, I think his name, not Rock Lee, because I'm thinking about Naruto. But yeah, that was really good ass shit back in the days. You know, he basically had this big giant suit, which was Bison. He kind of reminded me of Dr. Eggman, aka Dr. Robotnik a little bit, but at the same time, I thought he was a chill dude nevertheless. Only thing I do know about him, he had these little special superpowers that usually have to do with fire and electricity. I think that other girl's name was Valencia, but she was freaking hot as shit. She had a lot of electrical plasma powers, but wasn't nowhere as good as Chun-Li and that general girl. The one with the long blonde hair. Real cute ass fucking chick too. I think her name was Janie or something. Yeah, so basically that's MBison in a nutshell. And he was from the Capcom company too. Next one up, this was from the Valve Steam Entertainment. I've only known about this game for like barely 2-3 years already, maybe 4 at the most. Name's G.L.A.D.O.S off the Portal Series. The only thing I do know about her, because I only played half of the game, I never got to play up to the part where you defeat G.L.A.D.O.S and shit, even though I bought the game a long time ago, but unfortunately it got hacked and stolen, so I couldn't play the whole thing. I did play Portal 2 a little bit, so that one was pretty good too. You know, basically she's a robot machine that really hates this other girl named, which is one of the Portal main characters, and she's trying to destroy those 2 little machines that are trying to help that girl out so she can defeat G.L.A.D.O.S once and for all, because I think she killed all the humans or something like that. And I really like that little female robot voice that she has. That's real cute, real sexy, you know, little sex appeal to her. There's been a billion, like, mayonnaise jokes and lots of different kinds of parody towards G.L.A.D.O.S. Like, there was a My Little Pony version of her. There was an anime version of her. There was a couple other, how should I say, there's a lot of fighting, like, cartoon animations that were made from her. So it ended up, you know, being a trickling effect, you know, trickling effect, you know, ripple effect, if you will, you know, of all these other different parodies after that game got made. So if there ends up being a Portal 3, I might actually go get that one, even though I'm not a really huge fan of puzzle games. That one actually is pretty damn decent. So there goes her. Number 6, I'm not sure what the name of this boss was, but I do know it was in the Kirby series. Not sure if it was the All-Star one or just the average ones that came out later on in the late 90s, early 2000s. I know the first one I ever got was Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland back in the Game Boy Advance days, you know. It's way back in the days, about 14 years ago, maybe 15. You know, basically, the Kirby boss, which I want to talk about, there's a lot of them. There's a whole bunch of them. There's that one Cloud with the one eye. There's another one that's with that little monkey where he has a little hammer and he just smacks you in the fucking air with it. And there's a couple of them. Of course, there's King Dedede, but I didn't want to put him on there because he wasn't always the best boss ever. He was okay, I guess. This one, his name was the Phoenix Bird. Real fucking awesome. He made a couple of appearances. He made a lot of Japanese appearances. And he made a couple of ones here in the U.S. with Kirby Air Ride, with that big giant falcon thing where you gotta fight him and shit. And so when I go, like that, kind of like a parrot, except it's a Phoenix Bird. And it has his little babies attack you and shit, so it's pretty fucking crazy. So yeah, next one up besides Kirby. And the only thing I didn't like about Kirby that much is that most of the games came out in Japan first, which I know it just comes out in Japan first because everything comes out there first before it goes to the U.S. and then Europe, Australia, Mexico, South America, Canada, you know, later on. And then the last one they usually get is like India or something. But yeah, other than that, you know, with the Kirby Phoenix boss, the only thing I didn't like about like all the other games that came out from Kirby is that most of them got more famous in Japan than they did here in the U.S. And half of those games only came out here because maybe for the popularity that I had, not very much, but it's still pretty big out here. Not as huge as Japan, but still nevertheless good game. Next one up is Zero. from the Mega Man 2 series. I don't know too much about this dude because I never really played that much Mega Man back in the days. But way too fixated on Donkey Kong, Sonic the Hedgehog, and that other game, which I'm trying to think about, Yoshi's Island and shit at that time, because I didn't even have a Sega Genesis, so I couldn't play too much. So yeah, you know, Zero, I guess I saw him in the Mega Man NT Warrior series. He was okay. He had a little electrical powers here and there, you know. He was very fast. He was one of Mega Man's main rivals, like the Looker, but a little bit more different. So that basically explains him, Zero. Next one up, one of my very childhood fan favorites was Dr. Neo Cortex from Crash Banditcoot series. Thing I can't tell you about this guy is a very huge badass. He usually failed every time he tried to get Crash Banditcoot back into his cells and shit like that because he wanted to take control of his mind since the first part came out. So very amazing stuff there, you know, the whole Crash Banditcoot series. When Dr. Neo Cortex, you know, he tried to defeat him on multiple occasions, multiple times, and he always failed, unfortunately. But you know what? He was a very laughable character, you know. After they did the Twin Sanity and all that shit, and I did a rant on this about 2 months ago back in January, you can check that out. You know, basically it pissed me off a little bit. Hopefully they bring him back to normal like they did in PS1 and PS2 series. Because after they did PS3, they kind of went to shit after that. So yeah, basically, you know, Dr. Neo Cortex, go figure, real awesome dude. He had a couple sidekicks like Nitrous Embryo, and Jin, and a couple other people like Entropy and everything. Yeah, pretty decent game, and pretty decent boss character. Next one up is Shredder for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I did play 2 of them back in the days. Shredder's a badass boss. He's basically like Wolverine, but on steroids. He's not like a wolf or anything like he's a mutant. He's just like one of those real hardcore commando guys like Commander Cobra from the 80s on G.I. Joe and shit, you know. Basically when it comes out now, he's on the wing if you want to mix it up with that. You know, he's a real hardcore motherfucker. He's got that poison mask across his face, you know. He's somebody you don't want to fuck with on a bad day, you know. So yeah, that basically explains Shredder. Very kick-ass villain. Last 2 would be Cutman and Bleak from Donkey Kong and the Mega Man series. I don't know too much about Cutman, but I put him on there for the sake of time because I didn't want to waste too much of your guys' time. But Bleak, I did play the Donkey Kong 1, 2, and 3 series back in the day, so he basically shoots this big-ass snowball cannon out of his head, goes like that, and does the Dixie Kong and that orangutan dude, which I forgot his name, Kid Kong, I think. So it's up to them to like defeat him and shit, and it takes like 12, 13 hits until he gets hit. So he's basically one of the hardest villains in that game, besides Captain Karul, King Karul seen on there when he changes his identity and everything. Real cool ass game. Dixie Kong was a cool chick. Not as good as Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, but still very good up there. Last one up, I want to say this was from the Super Smash Bros. Brawl series, even though it's from the older Nintendo games like Samus Aran's Metroid like games, and the other one. Just Taboo and Ridley. Ridley's that big giant, you know, I'm not going to even say who he is because you should know who he is. He's a very huge legend in the Nintendo series. Hence my name, Nintendo 311. Taboo, he's basically this big giant character that you fight in Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii U. He's a very badass bitch character. You know, he basically has all these powers. The only one that can defeat him is Sonic the Hedgehog, which he breaks both of his wings after you're done defeating him, which is a very long ass time. It took me almost 100 times until I actually kicked his ass back in the day. It was like my junior, senior year in high school. Very crazy shit. And another thing that was cool about him, I liked the way how they did his little different multicolors, like some kind of rainbow shit. Real cool ass shit, you know? And he didn't talk or nothing, but he was still cool. There was another one I had here as a bonus, but I never got to find out what his name was. It was one of the Jack and Daxter bosses from PS2 games, and the PS3 too as well. I forgot what it was. It was this big giant long-legged spider that used to fight in the end of Jak 3. And after the end of that whole level, he goes back into the air and he just explodes in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, you win the game. And yeah, that basically concludes my top 10 best bosses, video game bosses of all time. So hopefully if you liked the video, hopefully comment down below, do whatever you want. So like I always say, like, comment, subscribe and shit. Is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you. Peace the fuck out. I'm gone. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Have a good day. Have a good night wherever you're at on this planet. Take care. God bless. Peace out. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Goodbye. And don't drink too much alcohol and weed. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Take care. Goodbye. And I know this bitch Kim Kardashian got pregnant by Kanye, but it was funny as shit when I heard about that about 2-3 months ago. All right, you guys take care. Stay safe. And see you guys soon. All right. Late. Peace out. I'm out of here. Take care and goodbye.